I said I wasn't going to be that guy, but today I'm going to be that guy. Originally I said I wasn't going to put a light bar or anything like that on my Jeep, but given that roof rack is designed to have a light bar, it just kind of looks naked. But I don't like light bars. I don't like the square look to them. I know some of them have different functions and they do different things. One of the things I really wanted was to have an amber light up there and also to do white. So to have that option from switching between the two is, to me, is kind of crucial because you need them for different things. And I didn't want to have to climb up there every time I needed to put an amber lens on it or something like that. I'd rather just be able to push a button. So I looked at a couple different options, and some of the options just weren't great. Some of them were really expensive, and I decided to go with this. This is an aux beam light. It's a 6-in-1, and basically it does white, amber, amber and white, and it'll do amber white flashing, it'll do amber flashing, and it'll do white flashing. Do I need the flashing portion of it? Probably not. Is it handy to have? Probably. I could see a couple instances where that would come in pretty handy. Today I'm going to be throwing those on there and show you what that looks like and give you my opinion of it. So you only get 2 lights and a wire harness per kit, and I'm going to actually be hooking 4 of them up, so I'm going to have to upgrade the size gauge of wire going to each light. I'm going to be wiring these lights up in parallel. That means they'll all get full power. That way there's not too much current draw on the thinner wire that comes with these. And to be honest, it comes with some pretty decent wire to begin with. It doesn't just have a power and a ground wire, it also has a mode change wire. So there's 3 wires coming out of the light, and the mode change wire is probably, it's just I don't know too much. They don't give you too many specs on it, but I'd imagine it's just a low voltage triggering the light to change. So I don't think that needs to be upgraded too much, just the power and the ground wire probably. So these just have your typical single bolt. It's got a lock washer, a washer, and a nut. And the bolt actually sits in the bracket and it holds it from spinning, so you can tighten it down without having to stuff a wrench in there. One thing I do like about these is the low profile of that bracket. If I didn't go with these lights and I went with a light bar, the only thing I'd like about that is that it would be lower than my roof bars. And that way I can get flatter stuff up here and not have to worry about hitting the lights. I just don't like how they look. I really don't. And this has got that Marty McFly Toyota Tacoma look. How can you not like that? Not again. Oh, hey, I didn't see you standing there. How you doing? Listen, I'm out of coffee. Maybe you could use this QR code over here or the link in the description to buy me a coffee. That'd be awesome. You want to know why that'd be awesome? Because the algorithm, it really sucks. Thanks. So I got them all evenly spaced apart. I really like them. I like how that looks. I could probably add 2 more lights up there. I mean, you probably add like 4 more lights, but I think that'd be overkill. So I got 4. I originally thought about 6, and I put 2 up there, and I decided 6 might be too many. My favorite thing is like everything's round. So the headlights are round, fog lights are round ditch lights, and round-ish roof rack lights. When I did the camp lights, I originally planned on doing chase lights as well, and I finally did those, but I didn't make a video about it, but I can show you them. I had planned on doing chase lights, and these are all wired on their own switch. These are pretty bright, and I like that they're amber, so that's a good color for a chase light. And then down here at the bumper, I've also got 2 reverse lights, and those are hooked to a switch as well. I mean, my whole life I've always played with lighting. I loved lighting. As a kid, I'd get Christmas presents, and I'd play with my presents for like a week, and then get bored. And I would take the stuff apart. Like I could get RC cars, I'd take the motors out, make little fans, and play with them and shit like that. And then I'd take the LED lights out of stuff, and I was always wiring up LED lights to little batteries, and I don't know why. Just something I did. Never would have imagined I'd be throwing lights all over a vehicle like this. So I like how that looks. I do plan to use their wire harness just because of the way it's wired and the type of switch it needs. So you can see on their switch, you've got on, off, and then you have mode, and you press that through all 6 different cycles. So I want to keep that. So using the wiring I have inside already won't work for this. So, but I am going to have to change out the way that they have all this ran. So when they made this wire harness, they ran 2 separate lengths of wire for each light. Now, I don't know how far apart they were expecting you to keep your lights, but that's kind of ridiculous. So I want to upgrade one of the wires to be a thicker wire, and then I'm just going to piggyback off the end of it with each connector, all 4 connectors from the other wire harness, because you get 2 sets of wire harness. But I like those connectors, and I'm just going to keep them. But just going to upgrade one of these wires and make it the right length and the right diameter. So I'm going to take this apart and see what they did in here and go from there. All right, I got them mounted and wired. I didn't really show the wiring process. I mean, all I did was add 2 of the connectors from the one harness onto the other harness, but I also upgraded the power wire to a 10 gauge instead of a 14 that it was. I did drill a hole through the dash and run the wire. I took the connector apart to pull the pins out of the connector so that I can run them through the hole. I did take the 2 outer lights and just give them a little bit of a twist, so you got the 2 in the middle facing straight, and then the 2 on the ends, the beam patterns going out a little bit. I'm just going to take you on a short little trip with me and show you the different modes of these lights. So currently this is the orange and here's the white, and I have my low beams and fog lights on at the same time. Low beams, fog lights, and the orange amber light. High beams. All lights off except for the aux beams. Back to fog lights, low beams, high beams, and the white aux beam. I'm actually really impressed with the brightness on these lights. For only having 4, I'd imagine if you only bought 2, these are probably still really bright. And they'll do everything I need them to do. Here's my ditch lights. And upon driving with these aux beam lights on, I might just get rid of the ditch lights. I may use them somewhere else on another vehicle. And here's my camp lights. I have those on just to show how bright they are off into the sides of the woods. I don't think the ditch lights are necessary anymore after putting the aux beams on top of the roof, because they have a nice spread to them. These are the chase lights. They wound up turning left up here and backing out. And having those chase lights as bright as they are was quite beneficial. I couldn't record that because of course I forgot my GoPro at home and I used my cell phone. So filming, switching lights, and driving all at the same time, yeah, not easy. Here's a little side trail off of that road I was just on, and I wound up backing out of this entire thing just because there was no really good place to turn around. But these lights, as you can see, they're very helpful. Oh, shit. I don't really want to throw this on the ground. Oh, and how I lost the cap. There it is.